Hey guys, Rosemoth here. Today I thought I'd just do a little short tutorial, which would be rotating the model and exporting it to a GIF or whatever file type you want. I find myself doing it a lot, and it's kind of an important skill to have just if you're ever going to show your models to anyone, or, a client or whatever. So anyway, let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want your timeline open. So you do that by dragging up this three-pronged thing, and you click the box and you go to timeline, and you see here that I have it already preset to 36. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want your camera to be following the character. So right here you can see that the camera is numpad 0. So if you don't have a 0, you can just go here. But the problem with that is as soon as you start moving it around, the camera just breaks. So what you can do is press N to open this menu, and then you check lock camera to view, and that'll make it so that the camera stays on the character no matter what you're doing. So let's put the character right where we want to see him. Just imagine that this is what you'll get at the end. And so that'd be good. And so I'm going to want to keyframe his position at this moment. And so I press I, and I put a rotation keyframe. And so right now, what I just did was I put a keyframe marking how much my character Tegan has rotated so far. And so far he's rotated none, so there's nothing happening. But what we can do is if we go over to the object properties, you'll see that Z is 0, we've done nothing. Let's move our keyframe to the last one, which should be 36. You can just type that in or click it. And we're going to want Z to be rotated about 355. There you can see he moved it just a tiny bit. We press I, and we do another location keyframe, and voila! We've got rotation! How exciting! But it does this kind of like weird slow down jig at the end, so what we're going to do is pause that. We're going to bring up the graph editor, and we're going to go to key, interpolation mode, and we're going to want linear. And that should solve your problem. So you get a smooth rotation. So that's how you essentially get the object rotating, but how do you export it? Well, for that, you're going to want to go back to your properties and go to this camera icon, which are your render settings. Back here so we can see it. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to change whatever this is down here to PNG, because what we're going to do is we're going to export a series of PNG images at each keyframe, and when you put them together, it'll make an animation. I found that this works a lot more smoothly than a lot of just exporting it as a straight movie. I'm not sure why, but it seems to work. I like to keep mine a square ratio. You can do 2000, you can do 3000. If you want to upload this to Tumblr or a website that can't take a lot of data, you'll want to make this like 400 or 500. But basically, any shape that will fit your character, I like to put this up to 100%. Under output, you're going to want to change where it goes, because it will just be stored in a temporary file and you'll lose it. So choose where you want to put it. I have so many files. So I'm going to put it here, and then you can name it. Name the folder you're going. It's going to create a folder, so make sure you name it something you can recognize. And then you can accept that, and all your files will then go to this folder. Now after that, everything looks good, so I'm going to press animation, and Blender's going to do its thing. You can also change the number of frames, which will make a more clean animation, a longer one, but there are better ways to lengthen and slow down and speed up the animation. So after you've got your files, you can check to see where they went. For me, they went here, and you can see I have 36 different PNGs, and they're all to begin rotating. After that, you're going to want to go to some kind of compilation program. I use gifmaker.me because it's simple. There are probably better ways to do it, but so what you're going to want to do is find that folder. You're going to want to select all of them. You want to open it, and you're going to wait for GIFmaker to do its thing. This will take a very long time, as you can see, if you have lots of PNGs. Cool, and then once that's done, GIFmaker will use its computer brain to figure out what you want. And right here it's going really slow, so if you decrease the speed, see right here you can kind of increase and decrease. I kind of like to put it around like 90 or 100, depending on how slow you want it to go. You want to make sure it's not too slow. You can also decrease the size of it here. I'm going to keep it at 100%. This is how many times you want it to loop. And then you just press Create GIF. It'll do its thing. Alright, and so it's done. You can view the GIF, and it'll give you a nice preview of it. So it's looking pretty good, pretty smooth. You can download the GIF, and then at this point you can rename it or do whatever you want with it. Clearly I have many, and so I have to rename them or I will get really confused. And there you have it. And at this point you can update it anywhere you want. Again, if you want to put it on Tumblr or Twitter, you can just change the sizing. That'll really scale it down to make it fit. And there you go.